I've been improving my communication skills for over 3 years now. I've learned a lot of things in that time, and if I had to tell you a few which stuck with me the most, a few that changed my mindset, changed my belief, the way that I look at communication skills completely, it would be these few things. The first thing, which is basically the 80-20 of communication skills, social skills, anything related to interacting with other people. The best practice, the best exercise for this, the best way to improve isn't to go and watch a bunch of YouTube videos or read a bunch of books of the material or pay for some expensive ass courses or even get coaching, which can help a lot. But what it all comes down to is you want to improve your communication skills in order to be able to talk to people more confidently, more smoothly, more easily, be able to talk to girls, to other people, be actually listened to. And so, how do you actually improve that? You improve it by just talking to more people. It's mind bogglingly simple, but it absolutely works. Because the thing about it is, right now, the biggest reason that you suck at talking to other people is because you have no experience. You go and you try to talk to a cute girl or maybe some guy or maybe your boss at the office, and you stumble your words. You talk quietly, you talk too fast, no one can understand you, you're mumbling your words. The reason is because you don't have enough practice. But if you were to talk to a family member or a best friend, you would be talking extremely smoothly. That's because you have a lot of practice with that group of people. So, what it all comes down to is just getting more practice, literally. Think about it. What is confidence? Where does confidence come from? Confidence comes from in some areas when you know when you're sure that you know what you're doing in some area. Like imagine a situation, two guys. One guy studies for a test and goes to the test. The other guy doesn't study for the test and goes. Who out of the two guys is more confident? The guy that studied for the test because he knows he studied, he's good, he's gonna pass. The other guy is scared, he doesn't know what's happening, he doesn't know if he's gonna pass. That is you when talking to people. Imagine if you went and you talked to a cute girl 100 to 100 different cute girls in the next 10 days. By the end of the 10th day, you would be super confident when it comes to talking to girls because you have all this experience. You know exactly what to expect. You know exactly what they might say, how they might react, what you can do to combat it. You know exactly what to say. You know exactly how to say it. Everything comes from just having experience. And that's like how it is for every other area of communication skills. You just talk to more people until you become more confident and until you just pick up these little things, these little tips, and you become better and better at talking to them. Because the major reason you suck is because you're just so unconfident and so shy. And so your voice is quieter, your brain can't think of anything to say, and overall it's just a bad conversation. So what you do exactly for this exercise, for this practice, is you just walk out of your house and you talk to three random people. That's basically like the baseline kind of, or that's the most usual way of doing things. Three people a day. If you are crazy and you really want to improve fast, go out of your house, talk to 10 random people, 10 strangers a day, every single day. And in like 2 weeks, you're already 10 times more confident, and your communication skills are better, and everything is just top notch at that point. And what you do exactly is you just walk up to a random person, a stranger, and you just start talking. You ask a braided question like, what time is it? Or where are you from? Or how is your day going? And then you either continue the conversation or you stop the conversation right there. And even if the conversation ends up being you walk up and you say, how is your day? And the other person says, fine, and you just leave, that is still major progress. Yes, you didn't have a big conversation with them and anything or anything like that, but it was still like you will not believe how much progress and how important even these simple interactions where you just literally like two sentence literal two word like 3 word, how's your day? Not fine, like 4 word interaction, but it's still so important and makes so much progress. So that's basically what you do. You talk to strangers every day for maybe a few weeks, few months, depends on how many strangers a day you talk to. You notice your confidence and your happiness and your communication skills, everything rises to this absolutely new tier. Now, the second thing I realized, which is pretty kind of belief shifting, like this might make you completely change your beliefs, is to understand that most things right now are not awkward. Most things you think are awkward aren't actually awkward. Here's the thing. Right now, you have interactions, when you start having random interactions, most of those interactions are gonna go awkwardly. Because you're gonna walk up there, you're gonna stumble your words, you're gonna mumble, you're gonna be quiet, they're not gonna hear you. And then when you walk off, you're gonna be super uncomfortable, you're gonna feel super awkward, like the conversation was the most awkward thing ever. Then, what happens is after enough interactions, you start becoming better at it. You start becoming better at talking to people, so these kind of stumbles and stuff don't really happen anymore. And then the next level above that is you realize that even when those stumbles happened, it's not really awkward. It happens to everyone. It just, right now, you're so unconfident and so scared to talk to people that whenever something even remotely bad happens, you're instantly like, this is the worst thing ever, it's so awkward, they're gonna be thinking about this, I'm gonna be thinking about this for the next year. Shit happens to everyone. And no one cares that much about it. Maybe you got the other person's name wrong. Maybe you got the other person's gender wrong. It was like a girl, but you thought it was a guy. These are awkward situations that some guys, including myself from before, myself in the past, after having this happen, would go and think about it for the next fucking year. It would keep them awake at night thinking how awkward it was. But in reality, the other person knows that this something sometimes just happens. Like everyone knows that. Even like imagine you're talking to some guy and he gets your name wrong. Like you're not gonna be thinking like after the interaction like that guy's such a retard. You're just gonna be like, hey bro, my name is actually John. It's not James. And they're gonna be like, oh sorry man, sorry. It's no problem. It happens. Now that guy can either go home thinking it's so awkward, I'm gonna fucking kill myself, or he might realize that you didn't think it was awkward because it's a normal, natural thing. You just you just forgot someone's name. And basically, it's all about just what you make it out to be. If you believe it's awkward, it's gonna be awkward. But if you don't believe it's awkward, it's just not awkward. Nobody spends time thinking about you that much, and that leads me into my next point, which is no one really remembers or really cares about you. There's so many situations that you and I can think of right now, right off the top of our heads, when it was something super awkward, when we did something super embarrassing, and to this day, we're thinking that all those people who saw it are to this day thinking about it and laughing to themselves, and every time they see us, they are laughing at us. But in reality, no one actually remembers, and you're not that important. No one really cares about you so much they're gonna be spending every single day thinking about that one thing that you did. Because guess what? Everyone else has got things that they did that they regret, something embarrassing, awkward, whatever. And they are spending time thinking about those things instead of thinking about the shit that you did. Because everyone did some shit and everyone is thinking about their own shit. No one has time to think about the stuff you did a few years ago. And most people just forget right the next day. Because most people are basically just AFK. They kind of look at, kind of react to some things that happened. Maybe they laughed at that point when you did that embarrassing thing. But by tomorrow, they already forgot about it. So much stuff happens in people's lives, they just don't remember. The reason you remember is because you had such a strong emotional connection to it. You were so embarrassed and so sad and everything. No one really cared. No one had some emotional reaction or connection to that moment. You know, you slipped and you fell, into mud in front of a bunch of people. Some people may have laughed, but no one really remembers it. No one really cares, dude. You're the only one who's staying awake at night, thinking about it. Forget about it and move on, just as everyone else did. Now, all of these tips, all of this information, and a lot more, I have put into this course that I have made that you can find by clicking on the link in the description, where basically I take you through this entire challenge of talking to strangers that I talked about in the beginning of the video. I also give you way more tips. I give you way more kind of mindset shifts. I talk about way more experience. I package it all into this nice kind of challenge form where you have exactly what you need to do, and then you do one challenge and then another and the third. By the time you finish it, your communication skills are completely transformed. It's made in a very simple, easy to understand way, and right now you can get it for a way lower price because I still haven't finished creating it. But once I do, the price will go up a lot, so you can find it by clicking on the link in the description and go and check it out. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll find a lot of value in this video right here. Click on the subscribe button and do the work.